my name is Kamran, and today we will discuss how to install and configure MariaDB and Galera Cluster. And then we will install and configure um, ProxySQL as a load balancer for the Galera Cluster. We have three VMs here, and in the MariaDB, the difference between the MariaDB and InnoDB is that in the InnoDB cluster, you have only one read-write node, and the other two are read-only nodes. And then we configure the router, and then there's a specific port for the read-write node, and for the read-only node there is another port which you can give to the application to connect to the read-write port or to the read-only port for the specific nodes. In MariaDB, we have active multi-master topology, which means that every node in the cluster has the ability to read and write. So we will have a load balancer like ProxySQL. We will configure that as well to have a load balancer for these three VMs and to connect to these servers. Okay, so we have three VMs, and okay, so in this video I will also tell you how to download a specific version of MariaDB. Like when you do a yum install MariaDB, then the latest version, or in the yum repository, which is any yum repository which has the MariaDB version, will be downloaded. So I'll show in this video how to download a specific version of MariaDB. But before downloading the specific version, we need to download a file. This one. This is the script for the MariaDB repository. We will download it using wget, and then we will set a specific version to have I'm installing 10. Like I need to install MariaDB 10.4.15, then I will set that specific version and then I will download it. Okay, so to download this file, we need to do, we'll go to the yum repository directory, yum repository. Okay, and then we'll do wget and path to this script which I have showed you earlier. This is the link and this is the file. So we will download this file. It is downloaded now. We will change it its permission to executable, to make it executable. Okay, and then we will run this script to have to download to set this MariaDB server version in the script to when we do the yum install MariaDB, then it will get this version. So you need to do this this command to have this specific version. Okay, you can do anything like 10.4, 15 or 16, 17, anything. So it will be set to that version, and then you can download it easily. Okay. Okay, so it is completed now. Now if I do yum install MariaDB, it's updating. It will take some time. I will skip this part. So you see it it will go to this specific version of it is installing MariaDB client compact and common packages. We'll do it as a yes. So okay, so these are installed, and I think we need to install the MariaDB server as well. Yeah, so first we tried to type MariaDB in small letters, then I tried to type it in the M capital and then the DB capital, so it got the MariaDB server as well. And Galera 4 is also will be installed, and its version will be 10.4.5. Okay, if you want to have Galera with some other version, like if you set 10.4.16, then this version will be different, like I will show you. Okay, packages are now installed. Okay, so it's taking some time. Okay, so Galera 4 is its version is 26.4.5. Okay, so if you want to have another version of MariaDB, or you want to have another version of Galera, then you can do just change this MariaDB version to something else. Like if I do 16, and then it will update this repository with the MariaDB version 10.4.16. Okay, so if I do like I want to upgrade the Galera cluster version, or you want to have MariaDB 10.4.16 version, then you can do install MariaDB in capital like this, then the latest version will be downloaded. Or if I want to as a Galera MariaDB is installed, then I will show you how to install the next version of Galera. Like I will do Galera 4. Let me install Galera 4. So it will get the next version of Galera in the repository, because we have changed it in the script. I will skip this part, it's updating the reports. So you see the Galera version is now 26.4.6, and it was 26.4.5. 26.4.6. So you can do it like this. So I will not download it. We'll have the same Galera version with the 10.4.15 version of MariaDB. Okay, so MariaDB is installed. Now we will do systemcd start MariaDB. So previously I had MySQL installed on this system, and I removed all the files, then it was not able to start. So I did this command to have reinitialize or reinstall the MariaDB system tables. So it's now working fine. MariaDB is now started on this node. We will do MySQL secure installation. Okay, so we have already the root account protected, so you can safely answer it with no. Change root password, yes. Okay, we'll have the root password. Okay, remove anonymous users, yes. Disallow root login remotely, so you can have the root user to be able to log in remotely, or you want to disable it, so it's up to you. Well, it is not recommended to have root user to be logged in from remotely, so I will disallow it. Remove test database and access to it, no. We'll have the test database, reload privileges. So MariaDB is configured on this VM. I will install and configure on the next two VMs, and then we'll come back with the configuration of Galera cluster. So the next two, for the configuration of MariaDB, I will skip this part. So MariaDB is also configured on this second node and third node. We will now configure Galera cluster. So to configure Galera cluster, we have this this configuration file in which we will add a few parameters. These are commented, so I will add the parameters and will come back with the updated configuration file for Galera. So I have edited the parameters for Galera cluster. These are the mandatory parameters which needs to be set here. The cluster name, the provider, the cluster address. In this, the cluster address, we have the three IPs. We can also set here the host name of each node, so that when you change the IP address, so you don't need to change the configuration file. So you can also add the host name. We have added here the IP addresses of all three VMs. This is the node address and this is the node host name. I will update the other two configuration files here as well, and then we'll come back with the updated configuration file. So configuration files are updated. I will show you the updated configuration file for Galera. Okay, this is for node 1 with the node IP and host name. This is for node 2. We have the other configuration will be the same, but the node name and IP address and the host name will be different for each node. And this is the third node. Okay, so we need to stop the MySQL, the MariaDB service on each node. Okay, so first we need to start the Galera service. It's Galera new cluster. Okay, so there's an issue. Okay, so this parameter also needs to be set in the configuration file there. Let me enable it. I think it's there, but it's not enabled. Yeah, this one. I will also enable it on other two nodes. Bin log format. Okay, let's start again. Okay, so it started. We will check the cluster size now with this command. Okay, so it shows that there is only one node in the cluster. Now in the other two nodes, we just need to start the the MariaDB service, so it will be added to the cluster because the configuration file has the IP addresses of all three VMs. So start here, and then we will check the cluster size when it is started. Yeah, so let's check. Okay, so it's 2 now. We will start it on node 3. Okay, it is started on node 3 as well, and so we have 3 node cluster. I will show you how it's gonna work. So we have databases. These are the default databases we have, and we connect to the other two nodes as well. Show databases. We will create a database here. Okay, it's already there, so we'll create a test one. I'll check here. We have test one here, and then we'll take here. So all three are in the read write mode, so we can create database everywhere, and then it will be replicated. Test two here, two will be here, and then show databases. So this means that every node in the cluster is in the read write mode. So that's it from the Galera cluster. Galera cluster is now configured and is working fine. Okay, the next step is to configure ProxySQL. For ProxySQL, we need to download MySQL client because MariaDB client doesn't work. I have tried it, and ProxySQL does not work on MariaDB client. So we have ProxySQL VM here. We will first install a MySQL client. So to install MySQL client, yum install MySQL. I think it will not work. Yeah, it's getting MariaDB. So we're not going to install MariaDB. First, we will download the RPM to configure the yum repository for MySQL, and then we'll proceed. So we need to install the yum repository RPM, and wget. Okay. Yeah. And RPM minus IVH MySQL. Okay. So okay. Now we can install yum install MySQL client, I guess. Now it will get the MySQL client from this repository. Okay, need to do MySQL. Yeah, MySQL client. Okay. So we need to install MySQL client first, then we will install ProxySQL. I will skip this part till it's downloaded. So client is installed now. We will now install ProxySQL and see if there are any dependencies for ProxySQL. So I have downloaded the RPM for ProxySQL. You can download it yourself as well from the ProxySQL website, or you can download it from Percona and other websites. So IVH. So it is asking for this RPM. We'll download it using yum install. So brackets are not accepted, so we will get it like this. This, okay. Let's see. Yeah, so it's downloaded. Now we'll try again with ProxySQL. Yeah, so now ProxySQL is installed. We will start this service. Okay, ProxySQL is now installed. Now we will configure ProxySQL to have the Galera cluster nodes. We will configure. We will first log in it using the admin user. Its default password is admin. Always remember this, and then you can update its password. I will show you how you can update the credentials like this. This is the command. Update global variables, set variable name admin. This is the password. Variable name is admin credentials. Okay, when done this, then you can load the variables to runtime and then save it to the disk. This is mandatory. Without this, the configuration will not be saved to disk. Okay. Okay, so we will now exit and yeah, with the updated password. So now we will add the servers into the ProxySQL. Okay, to connect to the admin console, we will use this command. The default password is admin, and to check if there are any MySQL servers already added in the configuration, we need to check it using this command. Select static from MySQL underscore servers. Okay, so there is no server added. To add nodes, we will use these commands to insert it in the configuration of ProxySQL. So this is the host name of first node, and this is the second node, and this one is the third node. So if you are using the host name, so you need to add the host names in the host file as well. These are already added here, so we don't need to add it in the host file. Okay, when this is done, then you need to load the configuration with this command and then save the MySQL servers to disk to make it persistent. Okay, so to add, there is a user monitor on the ProxySQL. We need to add that user in the database as well. We will check the user, select static from MySQL underscore users. There is no user here as well, so we need to add the monitor user and another user which will be used to connect to the database, and it will be used in the application. Okay, so to insert user, we will use this query insert into MySQL user. This is the username and the password and the default host group. Okay, so we will add the same user in the database as well. When you add a user, insert a user into this table, then you need to load and save the configuration of the user to disk with this command. Okay, we will go to the database and we'll create the same user we have added in the ProxySQL configuration. Okay, select user host from MySQL.user. So this user is not there. We will create this user. Create user, run. Percent sign so that it connect remotely identified by MySQL. Okay, and we will grant all privileges on static to come down. So this user is added. We will add another user. You will create monitor user, and the password will be monitor. And we will grant some basic privileges to use it as a monitor user in the ProxySQL. Okay, flash privileges, check the users. So both Amran and military user are created. We will add these users in the configuration of my ProxySQL as well. So insert into, okay, this user is added. We will add another user. Its password will be monitor and the user will be monitor as well. Okay, we will now load and save. So you can check the status of the server with this command, and the status is online for each of the VM. And we can also check the users. Select static from MySQL underscore users. So these are the two users we have created. This one will be used in the app, and this will be used for the monitoring purpose of the ProxySQL to monitor the nodes. Okay, so this is the log file. You can get the warnings and errors in this log file. The log file location is this warlib proxysql and then proxysql.log. Okay, you can also check like if there are any errors or in the connection or in the connection of to the database. So you can check with this command. The connector will be here. There is no error in the connection, so it's working fine. You can also check the ping of servers in the ProxySQL. This is the ping response, and the success time is here. There is no error in the ping, so it means that ProxySQL is working fine with the 3 nodes we have for the Galera cluster. Okay, so we have created another user, so we will try to connect it using the ProxySQL port. So to connect to the database using the ProxySQL port, we will use this command. Yeah, so it's connected to the client. So if you check the host name and port, this is connected to node number 1 with 3306 port. So we have used this one, 6033, which is the default port for ProxySQL, and the connection is entertained by the first node. If we shut down this node, this service on this node, so there will be a warning on the ProxySQL log as well that it has lost connection to the one of the node, which is MariaDB1. We will also check the errors. Okay, so you need to go to the using the admin user. So this is the connect log, and here it will show for node 1 that it cannot connect to the node 1. And we will also check the ping response and see for MariaDB1 it shows error, and the ping response is it is not success. We will also check the node details, which is this one. So MariaDB1 is shunned. For the second and third are online, but the first node is shunned, and it is not working. And if we connect to the database using the ProxySQL port and check to which node it is connected. So now it is connected to node 2 with 3306 port. So that's how you configure ProxySQL and to have monitor and application user to connect to the database. You can also connect using the monitor user. I mean, if you created a user, the monitor user, and we want to check if it is connecting successfully to the database node, then you can try this and it will be successful. If there is an issue, then it will throw us an error. So we will start the first node which we have stopped, and we'll check the details again. Okay, let's connect to the admin. I'll check this currently shunned. It will take some time to make it online. So after some time, it shows that MariaDB 1 is now back online. So you can also check the connect and other errors. If there is any error, there is no connect error to one of the nodes, and we'll check the ping response as well, which is also good. So that's how you configure ProxySQL to have 3-node Galera cluster as a backend database, and to create users like monitor and application user. So to have application user, you need to create that user on the ProxySQL and the database as well, and with the same password. So if you have any question, then you can contact me on my email. I will share it in the video description, and I will also share it in the end of this video.